Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Carrie Dillon. We are joined by Sheila Roemeling, one of my favorite people and peaceful warriors. And you're just such a stick of dynamite. I just love you. Your organization is Fresh Start Healing Heart.
Yes, ma'am.
And you all are just fabulous. You're in the trenches. We're talking about human trafficking, something that's been in the news and becoming so much more public, thank God.
Yes.
Becoming more public. And talk a little bit about your organization. You're here fighting human trafficking in the Lowcountry.
Yes.
Is that part of that task force? You're head of that task force?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what you all do, the services you offer.
Well, Fresh Start Healing Heart is an anti-human trafficking organization, and our main focus is the survivors themselves and their restoration. So what we do is we bring mentors alongside and walk beside them so they're not lonely during their fight. And which is a hard thing. If anybody's overcome anything, it's lonely if you're by yourself. And so we really work hard to build a team to walk beside them and bring wraparound services through collaboration of other organizations. And it's just been amazing to not only do that, but we also we have a Runaway prevention and intervention program also. And that program is if we get contacted by a family member or by service programs that say, we have a runaway here we think may have been in trafficking or potentially, we step in and we start working with them on boundaries and self-esteem, and we do that for a few weeks and sometimes a little longer depending on the situation.
Sure.
To help them to make better decisions and better choices, and to let them know how loved and important they are.
Yeah.
We also have the I Stand program. The I Stand program is our conference that we take around to churches, to the public events, anywhere where we can speak to middle school and high school and teach them about healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships, what they look like, and prevention of youth domestic violence, sexual assault, trafficking, and social media prevention. And so we have lots of things. We have
the social media.
Yes, it's huge because that's, our children are no longer protected by us in our homes. Everybody's in our home.
The amount of exposure and vulnerability, I mean, it's just, I think about where I might be had I had access to that.
Right.
And my friends, the people I ran with, the crazy things we did, had we had access to that kind of technology.
Back in the 80s, I was approached by a friend of mine's dad to go on a world cruise with him for a month. And at that time, I was a single parent already. And he said, he was like 65 or something, I was 18. And he said, you could give temporary custody of your child to your parents so that if she needed to go to the hospital or anything, they could take care of her. I just think we really hit it off well and that we'd get along great. No strings attached. I'll pay for everything. Let's go. And, I thank the Lord today that I didn't go because, I'm blonde hair, blue eyes, at that time 110 pounds. I wasn't coming home if you really look at it. Wow. And today, with that crowd I was running with, that happened then. So today, how easy it is to just take an opportunity and from the internet.
Oh, completely.
People that have built trust with you on there.
Paint a little picture of what that scenario could have looked like, because it seems like, we're just going to go on a cruise. There are lots of people around. Paint a picture of what could have happened.
What could have happened is that wonderful, lovely cruise that he was painting for me may not have been that type of cruise, and may have ended up being a carrier ship that was taking me somewhere else to another country and dumping me off. And it's very real. It happens often. Now, I don't want to give the wrong impression, though, because when it comes down to human trafficking in the United States, 70% of it is our children and our brothers and sisters, documented people in this country, citizens. It's not all the undocumented.
Right.
And that's, a lot of the news will sometimes portray that, and that's not what it is. It's our children.
It happens here.
Yes.
It happens here in the Lowcountry.
But now that situation would have been shipping me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of being the blonde hair, blue eyes would have been quite
very big in Asian cultures.
Quite a moneymaker.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And so what I love about your organization is that you focus on your survivors.
Yes.
You focus on your clients. You help them. Now, what do you find is the process of rebuilding? Is it getting back in touch with being a person of value, of substance? Is that kind of where does some of that brokenness start?
Oh. Usually it starts back when they were younger. And I say that because, you see Taken, where these everybody that's having a wonderful life, all of a sudden somebody just comes up and takes them away.
Yeah.
And this is not the common scenario. The common scenario is that there's maybe things going on in their life, someone who's been abused, like I was, at a very young age of some kind, whether it's emotional, physical, sexual, just something that painted this sign on the forehead that says, I'm vulnerable. And now it just escalates into more and more victimization over and over and over until I get them.
So the grooming process is sometimes a little bit easier with technology.
Yes.
Because of their accessibility.
Yes.
So it's a lot of grooming that takes place.
Yep, a lot of grooming that takes place. Selling dreams to people. I mean, he was selling me a dream to go on a cruise. I had already been to Japan at 15.
And this was a person who knew you.
Well, I knew his daughter.
Knew his daughter. Okay, so let's talk about
So it was her father.
how, and that's
normal.
okay. So, and then you have, how frequently do you think there's a touch that takes place through technology?
Oh,
Like, give me
I
a
have
number.
read one quote from an agent
Yeah.
that had stated to a mother that every child has been approached if they own a cell phone.
Oh my God.
Now think about that.
That's
And 1%, the world stats say 1% get out of human trafficking. 1%. So if I have had the opportunity to touch 19 lives and house 9, 10, then and work with 3 runaways already, then you're talking
You haven't scratched the surface.
that we haven't even scratched the Lowcountry.
Okay, so Fresh Start Healing Heart. Go to the Facebook page, go to the website, stay in touch. You're going to be everywhere.
Yes.
We got a couple of task force things coming up. We're going to see a lot of Sheila Roemeling. Thank God for you.
Oh, thank you.
We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.